everybody. It's Kelly and Heather with Real Conversations with Kelly. And we are here to talk about identities that we are going to take with us when we leave this earth.
They might not be the ones that you expect to take.
That's right. What if we used an example of someone that was angry all their life? Just angry. Angry at the world, angry at themselves. And then when they're on their deathbed, they figured out that they didn't want to be angry anymore, that they knew that their life was ending and it was time to not be angry anymore. And they just let it go. And then that identity went with them into the ethers, into the heavens, up into the universe, wherever you think they go. I think they go to heaven.
Yeah, I think they go to heaven. Yeah, I think so too. Well, let's give this some context because I was listening to a TED Talk with a man who spends most of his time in a memory care facility. And he does a lot of work with people towards the end of their lives as well. In fact, he stated, I've gone to hundreds of funerals and probably will go to many more. And he mentioned to them, and we've heard a lot of people say deathbed wishes, or I think there's even a book out there, the 5 things that people said on their deathbed or something like that. But the biggest thing that he talked about was when you leave this earth, all the roles that you had, doctor, mom, father, accountant, just poof, they just disappear. And you are left with your true authentic identity of who you are. But what you were just saying is, can we take an identity that we actually want to take with us? And I think that's very fair. Somebody on their last breaths wanting to not be angry anymore, forgive other people. I think that's a big topic for a subject for a lot of people. So you can take that true identity, because honestly, that probably was that person. They were not born angry all the time.
No.
So anyways, that's why I thought it would be great to talk about roles and identities and what's the difference and what are you going to do?
Right. Right. So let's look at it because we did look it up.
Yeah, we did.
And because I was like, okay, we have to know like what an identity is and what is a role. And I looked at it, and the identity under the noun is the state of having unique identifying characteristics held by no other person or thing. So they're unique to you.
I love that.
Yes. So whenever you put your identity together, nobody else in the world has it.
Do we put it together or are we born with it? I mean, think about that. I believe that we come here.
The state of having unique identifying characteristics. We build our character through our life. Okay. So identifying characteristics held by no other person or thing. So nobody has the same experience ever. Now, there might be a person on the other end of the world, in China that has the same experience that I'm having, and that's what we call a vuja day.
A vuja day or a deja vu?
Vuja day, because it is like, whoa, what just happened? And something is going on over there. I think that that's what's happening, that the same thing happens, like a characteristic comes out in 2 people at the same time. That's what I think.
That's interesting.
Yes. Deja vu. Deja vu. I call it a vuja day because it just kind of Goes, woo, okay.
That's great.
But we build our character from the experiences that we have in our life,
Gotcha.
from all kinds of experiences. And so that's identity. And I feel like we are born with a heavenly identity, I feel.
Mm.
Okay. That's my belief. I believe that we are born with a heavenly identity. That's why children, when they look at you, they look right through you. And I mean, you just go, oh, just yummy me up. Just come on.
Yes.
Come
Yes.
on, bring it on. And they are so open, expanded, light. They just light up a room when a baby goes into a room. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yes. I
So,
enjoy
yes,
my nephews very much. Currently, I
yes.
have a 3, almost 4 month nephew. So
Hmm.
great. I totally get it. The eyes
Yes.
are just so engaging.
Hmm.
I call him his little look into your soul flirty eyes because he
Hmm.
just wants to know everything about you. Like he's looking straight through
Yes.
you, but into you, not necessarily out
Hmm.
the other side, but into you. Like, what are
Hmm.
you saying to me? How are you making me feel?
Right.
So I like that. Okay. So a little bit of a
Okay.
heavenly identity. And in my speak, it would be like possibly who God wanted you to be and meant for you to be. That's who we're
Correct.
born with. And
Correct.
then
Absolutely.
we have
Absolutely.
experiences.
Hmm. Right. That build our character to be identifying characteristics that nobody else has. It's exactly what it's saying. So then we go into roles.
Mhm.
And this one is interesting. This is the duty or use that someone or something usually has or is expected to have. So it's almost like, okay, it's definitely different than building character
Yeah.
because a role, we could look at playing a role in a play, for instance. Okay. Or somebody says, oh, for instance, my grandmother would say, sit up proper, put your shoulders back, hold your head up high, and look forward and speak directly into that person's eyes, period. And be nice, kind, and never say a bad word.
Sounds just like a grandma.
That was a role I played.
Yeah, because
I
you were
mean,
truly not that
because
way.
I was a bad girl. It's a very bad girl. But I feel like I had to be a bad girl in order to get to the role that I am playing now, which is Real Conversations with Kelly. And it's not something that is fake. It is just a role. It's like, okay, I am talking to you and we're having a conversation, but I'm on a podcast and I'm giving you information. So I am in a role.
So maybe it's roles that finally feel more like yourself
Yes.
versus expected
Yes.
ones that we have to play. And sometimes, sometimes we still need to play the other roles. As you say, in a public space, there are certain expectations of behaviors that we need to follow or not, but there's
Mm-hmm.
always consequences to everything. So
Yes.
sometimes the roles we still have to play, but I think what you're talking about are roles that you are gearing more towards your authentic self that feel closer to
Correct.
you.
Correct. And there are good roles and there are bad roles.
Okay.
And knowing the difference is very interesting because you can go in the middle and go, well, I just really don't know. And play dumb. That used to be my favorite role. I would play dumb. Hmm. I'd go, I don't know. I have no idea. When actually I did. And that's how I got got out of a lot of my bad times when I was not I was not on my best behavior. It's just it's so interesting to look at that because I never realized that I was playing a role.
Right. We're just living life.
We're living life, we're living it to the best of our ability. And if I've got to play a role in order to get what I want, guess what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Oh, totally, totally. Just, woo, just had an epiphany on the podcast. I did this with money.
Mm.
I did this with money. Um, I would play a role, and this is probably going to surprise my family. So if you're listening, let's just go with it. When I would go to my grandmother's, I would play a role in order to see if she would give me $20 or
Mm.
$5. You know, I mean, we play a role to get money, and that's what I've been doing all my life.
Mm.
And how many people out there have been doing that? Are you playing roles to get money? Maybe you are at work. I mean, we go to work to make money and we play a role. Meeting planner. I'm a meeting planner. I play a role. I play a role in planning meetings and speaking to my client, speaking to my internal client, and speaking to vendors. And but I'm authentic at the same
Right. There's the
time.
difference. Yeah, there's a
Yes,
difference.
it is not, I am putting on a mask and I'm coming out. I am authentic when I go to work. And
Well, I think that's the difference because there's so many people, we know, let's face it. I listened to a guy talk about when you walk in the room, you
Mhm.
walk in with your presence, and people start to judge you or get a sense from you in those first 3 to 5 seconds when you first enter that room.
Mhm.
And so that role, that's a role. And by the end of the night, whether it's a role that you're just putting on because you need to get the job done, but you're so authentic, versus somebody to have you pegged by the end of the night, they'd be like, yeah, I don't want to be that person either. I don't want to be that person that
No,
has those fake roles. And we have to
no,
do a job. We have to do those things that we do. And but here's also the deal with the roles. That type of stuff is not shaping me. It's giving me experience, but it's not shaping
right.
me into my characteristics. And I think that's another place we can go with identities and how roles shape those identities of who you
Yes.
think you are or thought you were. And then at the end of your
Mhm.
life, you're like, poof, you weren't that at all.
Right. And I think about it, like I've really been thinking about it lately. Just if I got and literally you just mentioned it to me and I mean literally I went like to the end of my life and I thought,
Mm,
okay, if my life ended today, would I be okay with the identity and the legacy that I am leaving
mm,
with and leaving to?
mm.
Okay. And I feel I have taken a role on I that I've always wanted to, was too afraid to,
Right.
and just jumped in, did it. And I am my own identifying characteristic. Nobody else is like me.
That is for sure.
And I've had so many people tell me, oh my gosh, I heard your laugh and I knew you were here. My laugh is part of my characteristic. That is
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
my identifying characteristics is my laugh.
yeah.
And that has been all my life.
I said that was heaven sent.
Yes, it definitely was. It definitely was. So what is one of your characteristics, identifying characteristics that you feel like if somebody walked into a room but didn't know you were there, would know you were there?
Maybe that's my issue. I don't think they would.
Mm.
I've played
Okay.
small, really, for a very long time. I've been an observer. Maybe playing small isn't the right word. I'm very good at observing. Hadn't wanted to be on a spotlight much. There's
Mm-hmm.
always I have this dualistic personality. One of them is just let me observe. I'm going to sit back in my little shell and just watch everybody else. Whereas there's this other person that I can feel her that wants to be in the limelight just a little bit. That's a big reason why I decided to go to or become a personal trainer and teach aerobics classes because that pushed me out, that allowed me to perform for that person that I could feel. So actually, when I think about it now, in places that I'm comfortable in, they know I'm there because they say I'm so loud. So I guess, okay, truth be told, I guess they would know, but only in
Ruth is
places that I'm comfortable. I
Mhm.
I really still tend to downplay my bigger personality or my loud voice when I don't know the people around me. And not because I'm fear of rejection. I'm not comfortable with it. I just don't. I just wait for maybe I wait for the permission to have somebody else be loud with me and then I'll be loud.
No wonder we get along so well.
I know, right? It's so funny because the doctor that I work with, she does not believe that my two sisters are louder than me. Because I get told all the time at the office that I am just too loud. Shh. I get shushed a lot. And I don't take offense to that because I know I am, but I get so excited. I'm talking to our clients and I love the people that I work with. And I just love being there. So that really, truly in itself is me. And she doesn't believe that my sisters are louder than me, but they are. And maybe because I tone it down when they're around so they can so they can have a little limelight. I don't know. But yeah. So maybe, just maybe it's because I'm a little loud. Maybe that's how you'll know I'm there.
Hmm. Okay. All right. It's interesting because if you really, really like, notice what you do during the day. And if somebody comes up to you and goes, I knew you were here, or
Yeah.
if somebody comes up to you and says, wow, I didn't know you were here,
Yeah.
and just notice that. And it's your decision how you want to be remembered.
Right. It's not right or wrong, good or bad.
It's not right or
It's just
wrong.
a
You can,
notice.
right, right. Just
Yeah.
notice it. Just notice it. It was just interesting to see, like, okay, on your deathbed, like, what type of identity are you going to leave this earth with? Because you can't take your toys with you,
Nope.
and you can't take your computer, and you can't take my favorite
You
earrings,
can't
and
even take your clothes.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
You were talking about legacy, and it's interesting to note that for most of us, within two, maybe three generations, no one will remember our names anymore. No one. They can do genealogy work. I mean, I could probably figure out the names of my great grandparents. And unless I do more stories, search on them, I could know a little bit more about them. I believe that as we get older in life, we start to think about it more. Like, what do we want to leave behind for our kids? And I think we are really blessed in our generation, and we're hoping to bless our younger generation. For like my kids, I want them to be able to start to think about these things earlier and earlier, not in the 40s that we began thinking about it, right?
Right.
With what roles we're playing and how we really want to live our life. What do we want to manifest? I mean, heck, what energy is. My kids thought I was cuckoo nuts forever until they got older, and now they speak my language. Thank you very much. But
Mm-hmm.
the gift I've given them mostly outside of being their mother and their love, but the ability to look deeper within themselves at an earlier age. And I really hope and pray that when they have kids, that their kids will get it even earlier, and that they'll grow up in a space that they can truly look at the roles that they're having to play when they're needed, how they're starting to form their characteristics, their identities, because we have to go to school, we have to get a job, we have to do these things that shape us. But as a legacy, I would hope to leave behind, outside of money. Money's always great to give your kids, buy them a house, whatever. I want to leave them with the opportunity to see the roles in their own identities and to truly be who they want to be and not wait for their deathbed. Just like us, we're not waiting till our deathbed.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
No way. I was like, time's up. I don't want to leave anybody behind. And man, my legacy, I hope my legacy is big. And if it's small, then it's very impactful.
Very impactful. I mean, even in
Mhm.
scriptures, it talks about, for those who are Christian and talking about the Bible, is basically if you save just one person,
Oh,
how much
yes.
your life will be made different for just that one person. Make a difference in one person's life, and it will have all been worth it.
Yes. I do have a story to add to that. I've been a meeting planner for, oh my gosh, over
Forever.
30 years, so forever. And I went to a conference and I met a couple of new planners, and this was in Orlando. Orlando. Yes, Orlando. And I met a few young people, and we sat down at this fire pit. I remember exactly where I was, and we were talking, and this one young planner looked at me and said, "How did you do what you did? Like, I just don't think that I'll ever make it to that." And so I just kind of told her where I came from, what I did, what I look at. I just kind of shared like who I was, the roles I've been playing, but the
Mm-hmm.
identity and the character that it has built at me. And I told her, I said, "You are going to make mistakes. Nothing is going to happen the way you thought it was going to happen." And I left there, and it was a great experience. Did not, did not see him ever again.
Hmm.
And I, I was friends with them on Facebook. And all of a sudden I got a note in the mail, and it was from one of the planners, young planners. And it said, "I can't believe how much you have changed my life.
Wow.
Thank you so much for the advice that you gave me. It has definitely created who I am today. I just wanted to share that with you." I was
That's
like,
amazing.
and I'm not saying this to boast. I'm saying this because I was like, I was just being my authentic self, my authentic Kelly, who
Right.
I am every day and who I am here. And it just reaffirmed that we do leave a legacy, whether we know it or not, whether people tell us or not. And when somebody tells us, mm, I mean, I cried. I cried and I got on Facebook and I messaged her and said, "Thank you. Thank you so much for what you did. It just makes me feel so good." So really looking at the roles that we play, the identity that we create from our character and the legacy that we leave.
And knowing that you get to choose.
Yes,
You really
it
do
is
get to
your
choose.
choice. It is your choice. It is nobody else's choice but yours. Oh, that was yummy today. I really like that. So, thank y'all for joining us. Really appreciate it. And this Thursday, January 8th, we start a year to be
Whoop,
you.
whoop.
And let me tell you, power of presence, breath work. We are going all in, and we'd love to see you there. Go to kellynewland.com and push that I want to join button, and we will see you there. So, y'all have a great day and have a great week, and we'll see you soon.